Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a unique Etheria restart video. If you've clicked on this one, you might possibly just be a white knight or you're bored. One of the two. It's me, it's Josh, and we just got off the ×2 double drop weekend again. And man, that's what I said to myself. I said, I'll give it until the ×2 drop. Maybe I got really unlucky the first time. Maybe they mathed it out, you know, we crunched the numbers, 6 months, the economy's fine, man. You'll be able to do anything you want. And I'm not going to try to roast the game too hard. There's a lot of positive things because honestly, I think this game has the potential to be the best PvE/PvP gacha game that's released in like the last 4 to 5 years. It's currently not, and in the way that it's maintained, it never will be. That is the hard reality check, damn it. It never will be. Wake up. It never will be. Most y'all are coping out there.
It sucks playing the shit, and I'm addicted, so I can't quit.
We'll also go over some data for how the, world at large actually views this game, and you can see just how the data has dropped off. And I'm not talking about like anecdotal comments, trends, okay? But the main thing that's keeping your game held back is it's not rewarding, man. It is not rewarding if everyone feels like their time is just wasted. And this doesn't mean, oh, everyone just wants everything for fucking free. No, man, people want to get like something, right? When you spend 40, 50 energy pots on a ×2 drop weekend, and this is not everything that I got, but you get like 1 to 2 pieces of gear and you go through 20, 25 million Etheria credits and you burn through fucking 15,000, 20,000 energy. And you're like, I got 3 pieces of gear, and we're not talking about perfect fucking gear. We're talking about a couple of pieces of gear. People will quit your shit in mass. And we're gonna see this more and more and more as time goes on. The game is just not rewarding enough, and it's not unique enough, and it's not approachable. It is not an approachable game. I know we've seen this stuff. They crunch the numbers, in 6 months, everything will be fine. Your game will not last 6 fucking months. It's barely lasting now. We already saw the numbers before. I'm not going to put them on screen, but the first, it wasn't even a full month for June, was like 7 mil, right? It released like a couple days into June, so it wasn't even a full month. It was like 7 mil. And then in July, it was like 2 mil. And I already see the comments down there about to lose to a pre-recorded message. Oh, but it's got a PC client. It's not the full data. No shit. But guess what? When your game goes down by more than 2/3 money, we're not living in magical fairy tale land where, oh yeah, dude, all the mobile data went down by like 67, 70%. But really what happened behind the scenes is they just took it all into the PC client that was out during June anyway, and it tripled. No, bitch, it did not do that. Okay, stop coping. That is the most cope fucking comment I've seen on the internet. That's the first data point. People just are not having fun, and games are supposed to be fun. Games are supposed to be rewarding. In every PvE, PvP gacha game, it's not a character gacha. We're not playing Honkai Star Rail. We're not playing Genshin Impact. They're all, at the end of the day, they're gear gacha games. And so when your Grim Pursuits and your modules and your shell drops, drop rates are fucking abysmal. And it takes someone, me, anecdotal, takes me, I don't know, what I went from 63 to 100 and I still didn't get a shell with like the matrices that I wanted. And I'm not talking about like a perfect one. I kind of just wanted a revelation that had what? Swift Raid and Momentum on. And guess what? I still ain't got that shit. I'd be like 200 right now, right? And it takes you so long to get shells and reroll all the entire economy. And we're not going to spend the whole video on it. It's dog shit. Case in point, it's utter dog shit. There's no arguing around it. There's no, we did the fucking math for 6 months. Nothing. It's garbage. I'm letting you know now. I don't care what your math says. I don't care what you're shooting for. You left out something in the equation, which is like, oh shit, people won't last that long. Okay, I get it. Your math probably is like, well, I understand, right? Because I'm not zero. I ain't broke. At some point, the drop rates become so dog shit because, well, the substats here drop 2 and 3. It's very hard to get anything above a 6 or a 9 on most pieces of gear, even if they're triple matrices, which means that people will get an ass load of gear and not want to roll it because it can never be an upgrade. Well, guess what, dude? When all of the gear is so ass that no one wants to upgrade it, it's not the economy fixing itself. It's the game just being ass as far as drop rates are concerned. We're not talking about like getting perfect gear. We're talking about getting stuff with 2 to 3 rolls in any given substat. I say speed because that's what everyone talks about at the start, and everyone be like, don't chase speed. Listen, if you're doing a turn 2 team, if you're doing it whatever, you don't want all the flat rolls, right? You don't want flat attack. You want attack percent. You don't want effect resist. You want HP defense, crit chance, crit damage. You want to have multiple substat rolls in there. And at some point, the gear drops are so garbage because you get so many that are 2 matrices or 3 matrices with 2 substat rolls, or they come 3 finally and then they just roll ass constantly. That's not the economy fixing itself. That's your drop rates being dog shit, and it's not rewarding after a certain point, which comes on very, very quickly. If you even make it to, you know, Hell 4/Inferno, you feel like you're just logging in every day, farming, spinning wheels, spending 10,000, 20,000 energy during a ×2 event, not getting shit. Where's the dopamine hit? You're making a game for gamblers with no dopamine hit. Of course they're gonna quit, right? So that's the number 1 issue. Number 2 issue, these events, man, listen, everyone's fine, right? We've gotten to the events, reran all time candy parties coming in. Oh, you know, some of them are cool, some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them had too much RNG, like Dreamweave, which was the point here. The only real new fucking event in almost 2 months now was Dreamweave, and it was a fucking disaster. Right? This is a weekly update gacha game, and we've had the same events repeated nonstop. It's boring. It's not thrilling. So you couple that with no reward from the main thing in this kind of game, equipment drops, to doing the same shit over and over for the same paltry rewards. Ooh yay. And you're playing with, well, you might have done the math, but you need to hire, you know, a psychoanalyst or a psychologist and be like, yeah, you're just kind of like beating your players into the fucking ground. You're just gonna make them angry, upset, and they can decide to move on. And here comes the other thing here. And here's the real one. All right, let's take a look at interest in this game over time. So here we go. You can see Google Trends. This is the people in the world, just United States, will go worldwide. Interest in the name Etheria Restart, the game Etheria Restart over time. This is before launch, obviously. A little bit of sneak peeks, you know, people are having fun, doing cool stuff. Game launches, that's the highest point it'll ever be. And in case you've never read like an analytic chart from Google Trends, 100 is just the highest it's ever been. Okay, so that's the top point. Obviously launch day, it's true for everything, the highest point. And then afterwards, it'll go down, and so it'll always go down because the highest point will always be the highest point. The highest point for any of these things is always launch. But to the absurdity that this game has dropped off the fucking planet in the last 90 days is wild. Okay, we are now sitting at 4. We are 4% of the interest in worldwide for Etheria Restart than we were at the launch. So if 1 million people were interested at the launch, say 4% of that number. Okay. Oh, great. Amazing, right? And that's just the interest. That's people looking at it. It's not everyone playing the game. If you want to compare this to something else, let's talk about the other thing. People have competition. People have the ability to go play other games in this genre. This is probably one of the biggest one. You want to say Summons War. I would say the biggest competition is Epic 7. I've played Epic 7 on and off for a very long time. I quit a couple of times in the first couple of years I played with it. I missed like the first 2 Guilty Gear collabs. It just wasn't playing. But I've played it casually, done all the stuff, right? The entire time, have every skin for RTA. It's a whole different topic. But check this out. Yeah, did 90 days, did Epic 7. It's been down here. It's like a 7-year-old game. Etheria comes out, and then what is this? June 5th, Etheria comes out. And by July 9th, not even a month later, it is now tied with a 7-fucking-year-old title. And I understand, before I see it in the fucking comment section, I'm swearing a lot, I'm sorry, because I can just already see. Yes, I understand. The anniversary for Epic 7 came out around this time. But if you look at it now, Epic 7's more interesting for the common player base of PvE and PvP gacha games than a brand new title is. And honestly, Epic 7 has never really had a huge global outreach interest in looking up data and stuff. It's not Genshin Impact Honkai. It's not a giant game, right? It's always had a very small niche as far as content creation goes, which is why when I was covering a bunch of different games, I never made a channel for it. It was kind of my own thing. But if we extrapolate this 90 days and go to 5 years, 12 months. Let's do 12 months before Etheria was out. Look at it. It even shows you now, right? E7 dropped a little bit, came back up. And then, dude, it's at one of the lowest points that Epic 7 has been in the last year. It is still more engaging to players than Etheria Restart. And the funniest thing here is that, yeah, the anniversary for Epic 7 came around like a week later than Etheria did. But man, it is funny that Etheria drew a certain percentage of the population from Epic 7 into Etheria for sure, but also drew people who had never really played a PvE PvP gacha game into the genre. And then they quickly fucking quit a week to 2 weeks later and probably picked up some interest in Epic 7. And this goes to another point of mine. When your competition is in the same genre as you, where you're a character PvE PvP gacha game, but ultimately you're a gear grinding game, that's how you progress. You make a lot of cool builds, which Etheria it would shit on Epic 7 and build diversity if people were allowed to build characters, which is wild to me. I don't know why we're eliminating it so much, because that is why it would reign supreme as the PvP gacha, is the build diversity in Etheria Restart. Oh my god, it's so good. The potential is so crazy good for a lot of crazy unique combinations between the shells and the modules and the characters kits and all that stuff. But when you have competition like Epic 7, which for right now, during the event, dude, you can log in there and get so much shit. Because that's important. Because when someone's like, well, I want to play a PvE PvP gacha game, but I don't want to compete with a bunch of old heads. I want to compete fresh. I want to compete on a fresh title, on a fresh playing field. Why a lot of people are like, I'm gonna give Etheria Restart a chance. I'm tired of getting shit on by the Emperor players, the mythic boys in Epic 7, the legends in RTA. I'll go on a fresh, clean slate. And well, is it really a fresh, clean slate when all of the characters that you get in Etheria Restart are so fucking bottlenecked by the other major complaint everyone has with the lattice system? I'm not going to drone too much on it. We've talked about it in mass in other videos. It's one of the major flaws in this game, because even though the gear acquisition in Etheria is dog shit, an even worse acquisition rate is your ability to level up I don't have this maxed out. Oh, I don't need that. To max out the prowesses, the abilities, this entire system is just trash. The game could literally not even be a gacha game. It could give you basically every fucking character and for free, and everyone playing the game would suffer basically the same fate. You can basically get all the characters for free. This game could just let you have them without even have to roll for them. And people would get just as frustrated almost as quickly, because you cannot build the characters that you pull for. You cannot build these unique teams. You can see the potential. You can put the ideas together. If I get this shell with these matrices, get this module, cool, man, you'll get it in fucking 6 months if you last that long. Whereas in older games who don't have that problem anymore, like a 7-year-old game like Epic 7 or even like Summoner's War, who have suffered through these problems before and already have answers to it, if I could pick between the two, do I want to go the fresh slate where I'm just going to get lambasted and feel bad the entire time and feel like I don't make any progress? You have a fresh slate game that you can't make progress in, versus an older title that has so many catch-up mechanics, especially right now, like Epic 7's anniversary, where you don't even feel like you need a fresh slate. For example, like in Epic 7's anniversary right now, you can pick as a new player like 6 to 8 RGB characters. As a reward, in addition to all the other shit they're giving you, you can pick 8 that you want, and they come fully upgraded, fully fucking awake. 8. I've grinded this game for 2 months. I can't make 8 characters maxed out. It's a new game. But you understand what I'm saying? It's a competition thing. Why would one player want to play the new game and feel bad when they can just go play the old one and get instant gratification? And on top of that, the systems inside Epic 7 themselves, as far as gear upgrading your characters, the Molus system, all of that stuff, the stopgaps that Etheria suffers from that have been hard-coded in there because we've done the fucking math apparently, aren't in those games. Because
Good job.
how are they going to monetize the game if the Etheria didn't have that stuff? Where they were in here trying to sell you, I don't know, $90, $50 for 2 lattices, not even like half a character upgrade, not even like a third of a character upgrade. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me jump in there. No gear crafting. Drop rates are dog shit. Everything costs $1 jillion. Who wants to play this game in comparison to another game that's in the same genre that has kind of solved, for the most part, all of these problems? And in addition to that, has a bunch of other content for you to do with characters that you get to pick.
Nice job, team.
Until those problems are fixed, these stopgaps are fixed, where like the game just feels terrible to play and your players just don't want to play your game because it's not fulfilling, it's unrewarding, and it literally only feels like a chore, and there's no dopamine hits at all whatsoever outside of like, yeah, you pulled the character, good job. That dopamine gets removed though when you go, yeah, I'll put that bitch in the back closet for another 3 months until I can level up half of its skills. But until then, I don't think I'm making any more content on this game. I'm not saying I'm uninstalling it, log out, but if you think this game is on some sort of secret track upwards into the sky, the data says otherwise. People just don't care as much about this brand new title because it's pissed them off so much as they do about a 7-year-old game that, mind you, also didn't have that much traffic to begin with. So when your brand new title has less traffic than your old title that never really had that much traffic to begin with, dude, you gotta drop the we're doing the math 6-month plan, everything will be fine. You are on the fucking Titanic and half the fucking ship is underwater already. And I say this with a heavy heart, dude, not as a hater, because like I said, I love this title. I want it to succeed. It's just not rewarding and it's just not fulfilling right now. So until then, hopefully they'll announce something soon because we're always listening. But Godspeed out there, guys. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you White Knights in the next one. Doing something. I don't know.
The trash! Fix the game!